Well, bless me, guy. Gosh darn it. By gumption. Everyone. It is the Ludcast, and you have come back. Or perhaps this is your first adventure with us. Ho, 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 welcome. Come in, come in. Gather round as we tell the tales. Oh, Lord. Why, will be the question you will ask yourself when all is done. So what's happening? I'm here as always with, Professor Sprinkles McJessington, the third Esquire, the cosmic Sherpa himself,
and 3/7
and 3/17 and 77
and 3 7/8 dimension is where I reside.
78 60 seconds. Why, Esquire? It's quite a title. Mantle to carry upon thy shoulders. What's happening, man? What you up to?
Oh, not much. Just fiddling and diddling. I heard you playing something on your fiddle earlier.
My fiddly diddly skididdler? Yep.
Yeah, it sounded pretty cool, man. Play it again for us. Play it again.
Play it again. All right. Here we go.
It almost sounds like Swigga wants to play a song for us.
Nah, yeah, you know how it is. Lordy, Lordy. Lordy, Lordy. Oh, ooh. My soul is weary. What eyes to do?
I've been picking melons again.
Every time I see a peach pie on a windowsill, I'm powerless. I don't take showers, I'm showerless against that peach pie. I snatch it and I run to the bushes. What can I do? Why women, why women? You'd think they'd smell like flowers, but they smell like shit. I goes to my grave and never understanding it. Something like that. I'll come back to that in a minute. Had to just get a little warm up in there. So what's going on, man? Hello? Where is you? Is you still there? Why the hell is you on the hold? I's got to take you off the hold. Hello? Hello? Ladies and gentlemen, bear with me a moment. Oh, laugh track. Trippity claps and stuff. Oh my God. We're having the time of our lives here, people.
Hey.
Huh?
Speaking of, not to interrupt you, but
Oh, that's
talking
okay.
about the laugh track.
Yes.
Like I was watching this thing with Shamala Scaris.
Uh-huh. Heels
Yeah,
up. Heels up hairs.
She was giving a speech, right?
Uh-huh.
And it was talking about, and it had like this strong, like kind of black female,
Perspective.
Yeah, to it, almost like you taking away from like
Hey, that's not nice.
some of the great black speakers of the past, like the King, and you could just hear it like this, la la la, all loud,
Uh-huh.
And anyway, she's talking about how we need to, take more action on gun control and different things.
You got to use both hands. Goddamn, come on, man.
And there's like, and there's like this echo, and like it sounds like she's in a big arena,
Uh-huh.
and then like you hear like these like cheers, like distant cheers, like it sounds like this huge stadium where people are just like cheering, like yes,
over the top
but
and shit.
it's totally manufactured because never once do they show the audience. You know what I'm saying? It's just her face, and there's a black backdrop and a microphone, and she's speaking all powerfully, and there are these cheers and these echoes of the auditorium sound all grandiose, but it's complete bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Because never once do they show like a crowd or anything or anybody else.
Well, come on, man.
So,
what doesn't sound legit about that?
yeah, but it was funny. I was like, I called it out in like 5 seconds. I'm like, that's bullshit. I'm like, where's the crowd? No one's cheering.
It's echoing.
Complete
It's
propaganda. Complete.
It's echoing, and then it's sweetened with some canned crowd cheers.
Oh yeah, like huge stadium cheers. You know what I'm saying? Like a big, vast, open stadium that has natural reverb and stuff.
You know what would be funny is if you were watching it, and like the crowd was completely silent when she spoke, and then the second she stopped speaking, it was like just massive 5.0 surround sound over the top, cheering and cheering and cheering, like building up, and then the second she goes to begin again, it just drops out to like nothing.
Yeah, it clips out.
Yeah,
like a noise gate goes out.
Yeah, like it's been gated. Yeah, it just slams to nothing, and she's like, and furthermore, I think the inner city youth. And it's like,
that was pretty much what it was like, dude. I mean, it was a little over the top. Because if you hear it and you're not really thinking about it, you're just like listening to the words. You're just like, oh, this sounds official. It sounds, because she's got that like strong, like speechy, preachy voice of the great. Except in the old ones, they'd show like all these freaking people, right? Because they're like gathering around, like cheering and shit.
Oh,
not a single fucking person. You know what I'm saying? It's just bullshit.
That's some weak business.
Yeah. Well, the whole fucking campaign and the whole non-presidency has been that way. You know what I'm saying?
It does. It feels very kind of rootless and like still wondering like who's in charge here kind of feeling. Very.
Yeah, they're trying to carry on and make it seem as though they are.
Yeah, It's
through
very.
artificial means. You know, it's like us hitting the laugh track to make it more funny. You know.
You mean like this? Yeah. There it is.
Yeah. Cheers. You got crowds.
Oh yeah, man. We can double up on the laugh track.
In the studio audio.
Oh, they can't even hear you because the fucking overlapping layers of cheers and
that's the studio audio.
Stuff is just like layering over itself and shit. And like there now we're clear. We're back to no audience sound at all, and it sounds very natural.
Yeah, everybody be quiet. We got to talk about some things. So please wait for us to hold up a sign.
Yes. We'll hold up the applause sign when we wish you to show your love and affection in the verbal format and clapping format.
Yeah, it's like when you go to certain talk shows, they hold up signs when you're supposed to clap and cheer and shit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Applause, motherfucker. Clap, goddammit. Laugh, you motherfuckers.
You wanted to be here, didn't you? Clap.
Yeah. This is your end of the bargain for the free ticket.
You signed like a 30-page non-disclosure agreement and shit.
Based on the premise that you shall only participate when you're asked to, and dance like a monkey when they want you to. That's the agreement for your free goddamn ticket to the show.
Yep. Whoop, 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 whoop.
That was a very interesting sound you made. Elaborate.
Think about how they had to do to pull the wool over people's eyes before they had audio recordings and video. It was a little more tricky, you know what I'm saying?
Do you think it was? Why?
Well, I'm sure people are you can do it on more of a mass scale is all when it's through the wires.
Yeah, true. There's a lot more to be manipulated there, you mean?
Yeah, now we can just pop on, the internet.
Edit.
And see some bullshit.
Edit things how you edit things how you want them to be and just kind of pop it on out there.
Yeah. Well, that was the thing. They got busted for showing the wrong footage a lot of times to match up with the what they're talking about. Like they'll say we're having live, or they'll say like live footage from the Ukraine, and they'll show footage that's like 10 years old while they're telling their story.
Yeah.
And so they've been busted out for it. So they're like, you know what? It's better off if we just don't show anybody because, that way we don't have to, be like, lie through our teeth. Because when the thing is, they're so hard up and so bad at fucking editing, they just decided to do it the way they're doing it, rather than actually have like any kind of, because they can't get any good footage that's, they wouldn't steal from someone else.
Yeah.
And that's how sad the whole thing is.
It makes one feel that the end is nigh.
Yep.
Truly.
It's all artificial. Everything we know is fake, man. Fake!
That is because, brother, once upon a time, life was based on a natural model. People understood that it was important to live at least to some sort of reasonable extent within the framework of how nature itself behaved. And then one day, people got so intelligent that they forgot all about this principle, or felt they could overcome it somehow, only to learn in the end that was the greatest folly that could be perpetrated. What do you think?
That was amazing. More.
And the eventuality itself became a kind of self-initiated extinction, based largely on the ignorance and repeated retardation of enough idiotic human beings.
Self-initiated. Fucking self-annihilation.
Much like the concept of lighting oneself on fire in protest, it really never made any difference and became a massive pile of retarded misstarts and misinterpretations of things that led to the repeated mistakes that eventually exterminated the human being altogether. And when that day occurred and it fell and the first rain came post-mankind, the earth rejoiced at the very thought of it. A chance to renew and be born again with a sense of splendor and nature's principles, once again becoming the abundance and balance that it was before we ever played this harmless little ball of earthen matter and the four elements combined with the fifth element, which I guess was love, and then it became a thing. Anyway. One gets the impression I could wax rhapsodic all afternoon, and I probably could, but I'm not going to do that because we have other things to discuss, brother.
Yes, but of course.
We must always point our minds, hearts, and souls, spirits, and words towards the double G, man. The greater good. G squared. The double G.
Double G.
Because never forget, it's greater than your good. So there you have it. Easy to remember, see?
And good is better than great.
Yes. And someone else's good should almost always define your sense of what is good for yourself.
Well, someone's good could be your great, and their great but could be your good.
Oh, see, it just becomes confusing again. I think it's best if
the good or great.
The gooder? I like it.
Yeah, good or greater.
The good or greater good. I think it's probably best then if people just determine for themselves what their own good and great are and enjoy that regardless of what others tend to define their good as.
Well, and if they are great and others think so, then they will follow them.
That's the truth of it. That's the truth.
Because some people like to follow, some people lead. I was just listening to that Sheep song, the Pink Floyd.
Oh, yeah? That's cool.
Wow. It was a weird, like, fucking sirens and warning type of noises.
Oh yes, I think they were heavy into some drugs by that point.
Yeah, it's like military grade, like
peepees,
noises and sounds.
It's the truth, man.
Just all scary and fucking ominous.
Doom and gloom, foreboding bad weather. Ooh.
Well, I was gonna say,
batten down the hatches, huh?
I was listening to that the Who song earlier.
The Who?
The Who. The Young Man Blues.
The Who?
Yeah, Who. Who are you talking about?
Who?
But anyways, you want to listen to it?
Yeah, we can do that. That's fine.
I mean, we could break it up. It's kind of long.
Listen, you little swigger.
I noticed a couple nuances in it.
What did you notice?
In when did Led Zeppelin form?
68, 69?
Oh yeah,
I believe so. Yeah. If there was,
but the Who was
just...
Who right around the same time, or they're a little before, right?
Yes, I think they were around a little bit longer, but yes, they were contemporaries, for sure.
Yeah, because I noticed that, like, when you watch them play, right, in that video, they're effortlessly doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
There's there appears to be no strain in what they're doing. They just fucking rock out, and it's just flowing right out of them.
Yeah.
And then there's this part where, who's the singer again? I can't think of his name.
Roger Daltrey.
Who?
Roger Daltrey.
Yeah. Yeah, he does this thing, and it reminds me of Robert Plant. Like, the way he sings it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh yeah, kind of deal. And then there's another part where it starts to sound like Black Sabbath, like the bass lines and the guitar and everything.
Uh-huh.
So I'm trying to think out who's influencing who. Or was the Who influencing those other guys like Zeppelin and Black Sabbath, or was it vice versa?
You know, I imagine there was probably a heavy amount of cross-pollination happening.
Yeah, because it was all at the same time. British rock.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, fucking... They all knew each other, all that shit, you know what I'm saying? So...
Yeah, but this time when you watch it, it's towards the end where it starts to sound like Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
And then it's like in the middle where it kind of sounds like Led Zeppelin for a second.
Yeah, especially when they quiet down. They do that little fucking drop down. It sounds very Zeppelin, live Zeppelin kind of sound on it.
Yeah, but like I said, those guys were super skilled at what they were doing. It was just like effortless, you know, if you watch them. It's fucking jamming.
Oh, fucking A. You know, but my takeaway was... Oh, I'll give my takeaway afterward. It would sound stupid to say it ahead of time. Anyway.
All right.
The only thing is, though, they don't pay much attention to
the bass player?
Yeah. He kind of gets...
Yeah, he's in the dark in the corner. You see him. He's just kind of... Yeah, but he reminds me of Black Sabbath, the way he's doing those, like, walking bass lines.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And he's, like, all over the place.
He's like... Yeah. Yeah, he's fucking hauling ass over there and shit. Yeah, I would agree with you. It's more kind of like a Geezer Butler than it would be like a John Paul Jones kind of thing. But yes. But yeah, they just kind of... It's all about fucking Townsend and Keith Moon. Who needs to play a little more intensely? He looks like he's...
Well, it looks like Townsend goes over to him, to Keith Moon, while he's playing, and like tells him, like kind of signals to him or something.
Yeah, well, they're definitely fucking... Yeah, they're working.
Like, I think he's like, hey man, chill the fuck out, we're gonna end the song, okay? Because he knows that he'll go off in like an endless fucking drum solo if he doesn't say anything.
Yeah.
But watch, he goes over and kind of next to him, and he like kind of signals something to him.
Well, he looks like, he almost falls over on the drums and shit.
Yeah.
Like, ah! He kind of dives in and shit. All right, let's play some of this shit. Ready?
Yeah.
Go.
Oh, well, a young man ain't got nothing in the world these days. I said a young man ain't got nothing in the world these days. Well, you know, in the old days, when a young man was a strong man, all the people, they stepped back when a young man walked by. It's the old man, he's got all the money. And the young man ain't got nothing in the world these days, I'll say. He got nothing. He got nothing. I'll say.
Yo.
What?
Oh. We're about two and a half minutes into it. Oh my god. Oh. It's a pretty badass SG that Pete Townsend's playing though. You know, it's got a scene out. It's very, yeah. As far as like, you know, like you were saying, we were talking about the cross pollination. It seems very apparent here in this whole thing. You know, that they were all kind of doing this beefed up English rock version of blues and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's funny because Keith Moon never played with hi-hats, I don't think. At least not within The Who. He never had a pair of hi-hats. It's all just fucking
Cymbals and toms and
crashes
snare.
and, yeah, crashes and rides and shit.
Yeah. So did you play the whole thing, or you just part of
No,
it?
I just stopped about 2.5 minutes in so far, but yeah, they're just going into that solo section where you know Townsend is kind of trying a little bit of everything here and there. He's kind of going for it.
Yeah, you see him swing his microphone around.
Daltrey, yeah, oh yeah, his trademark.
Yeah,
his
he
trademark.
casts it out and swings it.
Yeah, his trademark.
Yeah.
Homo.
They're showmen doing tricks and shit.
Yeah, he's like, what do I do with this fucking microphone while everybody's running around, spinning their arms and jumping and fucking flailing around?
Me and Townsend's like spinning his guitar around and strumming it and shit.
Playing it with his penis and shit. It's like It's fucking amazing to watch.
Drags his big old British cock across it. It's like the size of his nose and shit.
It's the size of his nose, but it has really fucked up teeth. Well, you know, hey, that's the British. They conquered everything except the dentist chair. Oh shit! Couldn't colonize that, could you?
There's a malnutrition from eating too many snails.
Scurvy. Oh, vitamin C. That's why.
We're a bunch of scurvy dogs. We are.
That's why they call us limeys. Oh, you had to get the vitamin C.
We never made it across the pond, but we got lost at sea many times.
It's true. It's true. What the hell was that?
Anyways. Are you playing it?
Oh, yes. We're going to go back into the solo section here for a second. Ready? Here it goes. What he just said something fucking. Did something like, it's in the section where they quiet down a bit, and then Daltrey says something like, "In the old days, all the old people stopped when a young man walked by."
Oh yeah.
It's like, you're an ass. Anyway, all right, going back in. Here we go.
Next step, right. Step, right. Next step, right.
Yo, I think I think I'm at the spot where you were talking about a very Robert Plant kind of thing.
Yeah, and the hair and everything, it's all big, and he's like shaking his head, and
he's
yeah.
like, it's right after that when he's like, "Oh, when the young man walked by, everybody stopped and looked and shit," and then he's like, "Yeah, yeah," and they starts doing this, "Yeah, yeah, yeah," and they sync up to it and shit. Yeah, oh yeah. Yes, I just saw it. He looked almost. It looked like it could have been a Led Zeppelin concert
moment. Yeah,
because you didn't see Townsend, you couldn't really see Keith Moon, and fucking Entwistle.
He's shaking his big throw around and shit.
Yeah, Entwistle's of course off in the shadows as always, and then he's shaking his fucking head, and you couldn't really see his face. It's just all his hair. So yeah, it looked totally like a Zeppelin thing. All right, let's go back into this. Here we go.
Yes, if I had home insurance through...
That was fascinating. I feel enhanced for having experienced it. Yes, quite. Listen, you...
Did you finish it out?
Yeah, man.
Did you hear that Black Sabbath-y kind of sound they had going there?
Yeah, towards the end there.
Yeah. Like the guitar.
And even they were contemporaries to a degree also.
Yeah, it just makes you wonder who's who, or who is the who in the zoo. The who's who of the zoo who.
Who?
The WHO, the WHO.
Who is the spider in the World Wide Web?
That is a good question.
It is what I seek to know.
Who is the puppet master of the spider web?
Stud.
There's a big spider with marionette strings just playing everybody.
Totally.
He's like,
They're all like alien reptiles, man.
fools, all of them.
How can it be? Baby.
I just saw a trailer for a new Lord of the Rings, and it's called The Ring, Cock Ring of Power.
Yeah.
Hey, can you hold on a second?
You son of a bitch. I got a
Because-
hellhound on my trail. They call on me, they call on rain.
Dibbity dibbity dee boo boo.
Anywho, white people are a thing.
So are we live again?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Holy cow! I got a package that weighs like fucking 100 pounds. Shit.
Did you finally get your custom glory hole that made what was that one made by Walls and Balls?
Yeah, I was talking about my package. It's so heavy I can barely carry it around.
Oh, your personal bigness. I see. Listen, dreamer, you're nothing but a dreamer. Can you put your hand in your head? Oh no. Damn.
You put your hand in your pants.
Oh no. Screamer.
Nothing but a squealer.
Oh. You put the thumb in there like fucking old.
Put your thumb in your butt.
Oh no. Like fucking good old Uncle Denny.
Yep. They launch across the wrestling mat. Oh!
Alright, if there's one thing I do for these boys, it's motivate them.
Right.
Just out of pure hate and rage. And
They leap out onto the mat and just take them down in a single leap and shit.
a rapey rage.
It's called the leapfrog takedown.
A breakneck takedown.
A gate down.
Oh, God, oh, fuck 'em.
They're all gates when they land on the mat.
Oh, gape down.
He's like, I got an extra large thumb, I do.
There's no dignity in the gape down.
McCuckles. Hey, me large to them. Sticks right in that cornhole.
His fucking Scottish thumb and shit, it's all big.
Oh, me Scottish thumb.
It's like a banger.
It's a chubby banger.
Yeah. Chubby banger. Oh, I'm writing that down. That's pretty good. I like that.
I like Chubby's brand bangers. They're the best.
Chubby banger.
Chubby bangers and beer.
If at all possible, find yourself a chubby banger.
So what were we talking about again?
When we were talking about the fact that, you know, even though the fires rage out of control in those
it can happen.
in those same places every year, we have to save the habitat of the rare Siberian shitworm at all costs. Because man, without it, survival will become difficult.
It'll be like the beginning of this episode where, we just all kill ourselves.
Yep. just
You know,
because.
the human race will disappear without the fucking shitworm, you know?
Well, see, and that's the thing, and it's hotly debated because the habitat of the rare Siberian shitworm that is so essential to human life is generally like foresty floors, thick with like forest debris and overgrowth and dry bric-a-brac and brush and stuff. So those...
Yeah, the thickets of the wild.
Yes, and those are generally, when you go to certain areas of the country, those are known areas that are the starting point. Maybe not the actual cause, but the starting point of
human life?
Yes, human life. Of massive fires that rage out of control and threaten all kinds of life. More so, it seems like every year.
They always try and say that humans, you know, we're all derived from African, which is highly debatable because, you know, that's just someone fucking blabbering. But, you know, definitely the Siberian, you know, it could have been Siberia, actually, is where the human race evolved from because of the Siberian shitworm.
The shitworm, yes. So, while on the one hand you want to pay respect to the shitworm and, you know, and bow down to it 5 times a day and scream weird things at it. And
yeah, we've been giving all this credit to Africa when, you know, actually I think it was Siberia.
Yeah, it could very well be. Or because history is subject to a hell of a lot of misinterpretation. There could have been these two races, you know, that became one at a certain point. I don't know. There's a lot of possibilities there.
Well, there's the panacea, too, of the Earth, you know, the continents separating. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So how can they say just we are derived from this piece of land when it all used to be one piece of land?
It's hard telling, brother. That is a good question.
But anyways, tell us more about this Siberian shitworm and the habits and the habitat.
Okay. So, that's its habitat. It likes forest floor, dense brush, crusty, you know, kind of semi, you know, even to where the stuff is starting to biodegrade and, you know, all that kind of stuff. It loves that fucking shit. That musty, damp.
Dung from other animals.
Of course. Well, hence its name. It does tend to seek out piles of shit. Or areas that, you know, herds and whatever, flocks and groups fucking use to shit. It likes those areas best. But the thing is, that habitat, you know, in certain areas of the country, like I said, are those places where these huge wildfires generally get started. And so to have that bric-a-brac and brush and all that sticks and shit all kind of cleared out as much as possible tends to keep those wildfires at bay because it doesn't give them all this tinder to fuel the whole thing, generally speaking. So you have at issue, you have these two totally legitimate concerns at loggerheads with each other to the point that it's A or B. There is no C option. You know, do you only clear some of the brush so that some of the Siberian shitworms you live? I don't know, man. But
well, you know, if there's strip mining for lithium, that could be a real issue.
Yeah, since it takes like 500,000 pounds of the earth to make one of those fucking batteries for those fucking electric cars and shit, but that's another issue.
Or is it? Maybe we should start a non-profit for the Siberian shitworm and protecting him.
Yes, but if
and
we...
we'll pay ourselves a salary of $10 million each per year,
Okay, I love it. I'm listening.
dependent upon how many donations we get. But then, with that kind of money, we can really focus on our job and saving the Siberian shitworm.
Yeah.
What do you think?
As we buy a bunch of weed and fucking guitars and shit and just sit around.
Or we could just buy up land so they couldn't strip mine it, and we could protect the
Yes,
Siberian
and we
shitworm.
could like really develop the hell out of that land into this fucking massive, kick-ass fucking compound where we just fucking make fucking jamming recordings and shit all goddamn day.
Yeah, rocking and rolling and fucking
Yeah.
swimming pool with the
Totally.
Siberian shitworms invited.
Totally.
They got to stay in their own separate pool.
But they gotta but they have to get out of the way of the land that we're using. So
Yeah, especially if
gonna-
I'm going down the water slide.
yeah, man, we're gonna have to
They got to get out of my way.
we're gonna have to kind of clear out the Siberian shitworms because especially where we'd be looking, they'd probably be.
Yeah, we'll
pretty-
put it right fucking in the heart of the Siberian jungle.
Yeah, that way it's
On that,
it's
in
a,
the mountains.
it's a very densely populated shitworm region, so we'll have to.
But we need to be close to them in order to protect them.
Yeah, kind of like in the middle of them, and then we'll find the center of the greatest concentration of them, and then we'll clear out about 10,000 acres. We'll clear the shitworms off of about 10,000 acres, right in the heart of their central region, so that we can protect them.
So that Siberian shitworm, I mean, it does have parasitic qualities, right?
Yes, fortunately, unfortunately, survival adapted. It is a parasitic, potentially parasitic organism.
Yeah, I've heard that if you're sleeping, like you're camping in the Siberian jungle, it has a tendency to slide up your ass in the middle of the night.
Yeah, it uses an unnatural anesthesia, anesthetic, so that as it
you
crawls,
can't feel it?
yeah, as it crawls along, it's giving you little tingles and shit from the ends of
Yeah,
its.
I've heard it's about a foot long.
Yeah,
And it actually, as it enters, it uses this plunging action that repeats like about 50 to 100 times before it actually enters up into the lower intestine.
And it tends to swell in girth about 40 to 50 times its natural size,
Yeah.
and then plunges in and out.
Yeah, people have been split in half by the thing,
And didn't yes, because they didn't know what was happening
and they
until it was too
couldn't even
late.
feel it until it was too late.
And then
They look down and their guts are just hanging and shit.
Well,
What happened?
Well, they see this huge thing like a fucking 3 foot horse cock hanging out of their asshole, and they don't know what it's doing, but it's really going to town. They have a
And it's actually it's snow white, or like a pasty pale kind of white.
a pinky white,
Yeah,
and so
like a bratwurst,
yeah, like a Bavarian bratwurst, and it's just fucking your ass and shit, and people wake up in the middle of the night and they see this happening, and they're like, "Oh my god!" And they tend to a percentage tend to have heart attacks and fucking die right there, just because they don't know what the fuck could possibly be happening to them other than some ghost or something is fucking raping their butthole. So that happens. That's true.
Yeah, that is one thing, I mean, some people fear this thing.
They should.
You can realize why.
They should. They should, man.
It's like sharks in the ocean, they are wild creatures.
Except they're crawling around on the terra, on the surface of the earth, like us.
Yes.
And so they prowl you when you fucking
Yeah, they
sleep.
say the grizzly is one of the fiercest predators, but the Siberian shitworm is, the silent but deadly fucking killer.
Yeah, and if you tried to put them side by side as far as like aggressive killer fucking shit, dude, the shitworm has them all hands down.
Yeah, I mean, many Siberian fucking bears have become victim of the Siberian shitworm.
They're scared of the shitworm too.
I mean, that's its original, parasitic host.
Host, yeah.
The great Siberian bear.
Yeah.
What kind of bears do they have? Are they Kodiaks? What are they? Fucking grizzlies?
In Siberia, I think they would probably be Kodiaks. Let's see. If there was only a way we could find things out.
Oh, man. Right?
Yeah, let's see here. Yeah, come on, hit it. Bears of Siberia. East Siberian brown bear.
Brown bear?
Yeah, the East Siberian brown bear is a population or subspecies of brown bear which ranges from eastern Siberia, beginning at the Yenisei River, north to the Arctic Circle, as far as Transbaikalia, the Stanovoy Range, the Lena River, Kolyma, and generally throughout Yakutia and the Altai Mountains. Ursus arctos colaris carnivora is the order. Does Siberia have grizzlies? Once the home of a notorious Soviet prison camp, the isolated peninsula of Kamchatka remains a haven for one of Earth's last giants, the grizzly bear. Bears and humans tread common ground in nature's walking with giants, the grizzlies of Siberia.
Oh, it is the grizzly.
There are grizzlies there.
So where's the Kodiak from?
From the Kodiaks, brother. Hold on a second.
The Kodak moments?
Yep. In Russia, the most conservative classifications restrict the number of native species and subspecies to just 4. The Eurasian brown bear, the Kamchatka brown bear, the Ussuri brown bear, and the Russian polar bear. What is the biggest bear in Russia? The male Kamchatka brown bears. Can reach a weight of 700 kilos. That's 1,400 and odd pounds, folks. And are
that's a big bear.
That's a fucking monster and are among the largest bears in the world. Their large physical size is a result of their access to rich food sources like salmon, pine nuts, and berries. What's bigger, a Kodiak or a polar bear? It's a close call, but the polar bear is generally considered the largest bear species on Earth. A close second is the brown bear, specifically the Kodiak bear. The Kodiak is a subspecies of the brown bear native to Alaska. There you go. Kodiaks are in Alaska.
So they're all very similar, the brown bears, but different sizes and, you know.
Yes.
So I would imagine that the Siberian shitworm is the Kamchatka brown bear is its natural host because it's so large that it can fuck its ass without, totally killing it.
Yes.
1,200 pounds.
Yes. The exceptionally large Siberian brown bear, Ursus arctos beringianus, weighing as much as 360 kilograms or about 800 pounds, approximates the size of the North American grizzly. Coat color is highly variable, ranging from grayish-white through bluish and brownish shades to almost black. Yes, it seems like with a host like that, boy, you're going to get some pretty big shitworms.
Yeah, so when those shitworms are passed on to a human, it can be, very deadly.
Yeah, man.
Experience.
Yeah.
And that's why humans like to eradicate them, but, it's part of the circle of life, and, these shitworms need to be protected.
Circle of life. Yeah.
Maybe. It turns out that Gillen from Gillen's Island.
Ghislaine.
Ghislaine Maxwell. She was
Huh.
what do you call it?
A procurer of fine bears?
No, she was an ambassador of the oceans, and she was running a nonprofit to, save the seas and how important they are. That was like her. That was her mission. Aside from,
because that's where she
gathering pussy together for.
Yeah,
her,
that's. I was gonna say that's how she
partner.
made. That's how she made all her money. On the seas, got to save the seas, man. By all means.
Yeah.
What is the rarest bear? The rarest type of bear? Do you know what the rarest type of bear is, sir?
I would say Kodiak.
Oh.
Or no, panda.
Oh.
Or is it the Asian fucking goofy fuck?
What? The what? The Asian goofy fuck? What is it? Who? No.
It's like, what is it? It's not a panda. It's like this other. I went to the zoo last year.
Yes.
Right?
Uh-huh.
And they had one of these Asian bears, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where it was from. And it's kind of rare. It was like two-tone. It was like light brown and then a little darker brown.
Mm-hmm.
And it was actually trying to get it on with the female, and like, so it came up behind her, right? And it just starts fucking going at it, like, fucking the shit out of it, like a fucking shitworm. And like there's this kid standing there with his mom, because there's like this glass thing, separating glass. And he's like, Mom, he's like, what are the bears doing? I mean, it was like straight out of a movie or something. And she's like, oh, they're just
wrestling.
Yeah, they're just playing or some shit, like and then like the bear, when he finishes, he just falls over, like he's completely out of energy, and he falls down and he can barely move. Fucking like he just unloads and fucking
it is
just
fucking
like, and then he's like tumbling down the hill and shit, because he was kind of on this little hill.
And his rod was maxed out and just
slowly.
And
she just like got up and like walks away like nothing happened.
And his rod slowly shrivels down.
Yeah, he's just like rolling down the hill, fucking slowly in slow motion, all fucking.
They're just playing. Then why is he putting his pee-pee in the other one's butt?
But I think it was one of those bears, because it was like this rare-looking fucking retarded bear.
All right, retard bear. The rarest type of bear in the world is the spirit bear, also known as the Kermode bear. That's Kermode, Kermode bear. It's the rarest bear in the world, and a subspecies of the black bear, and found only in this small part of British Columbia.
Oh.
What's the meanest bear? What do you think it is? I think without even fucking looking at anything, I personally think it's the black bear. What do you think it is?
I say maybe the polar. I heard they're pretty fucking mean.
Yeah, that's okay. Let's see. Grizzly bear. What? I don't buy it. Grizzly bears are by far one of the most aggressive and dangerous species of bear that you can encounter. They usually live in the northern and western regions of the U.S. as well as Canada and Alaska. That's from freewordcenter.com. I don't know.
Hey.
I always heard that the black bears were the gnarliest. Or, like you said, the polar bear, I think, is the most bloodthirsty.
Yeah, I've heard they get kind of hungry and fucking just like hunt your ass down. They'll follow you for
over
like
miles
hundreds of miles and shit.
Yeah, they'll just keep wearing you down, just tracking you.
They're like, there's nowhere to go. Keep walking, sucker. I'll catch up.
I'll follow you. I can outlast you. Oh my god, it's terrifying.
Some white fang shit.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, I watched this show recently. It's been around for a while, and there's several seasons.
Uh-huh.
But it's called Alone. And people, they take like 10 people, and they pick a location that's very remote,
Yeah.
for each season. And they take them and they drop them off like maybe 10, 20 miles apart. And they don't really communicate with each other at all. And they They drop you off, and I think you get some items you can take with, like maybe a bow and arrow, a knife, a flashlight, a tarp. You get like a limited amount of stuff you can take, an axe, and you kind of get to pick and choose, what you take. And you can't take certain things, but you can take some basic stuff. But I don't believe they give you any food at all, right? And they drop you off, and the first thing you got to do is either find something to eat or make like a little makeshift shelter. And each day you stay, you improve upon your situation, or you try to at least, right?
Oh.
And so put these 10 people out there, and the person that can stay the longest and survive, and they'll go up to like 4 months, like 120 days.
Oh.
And the person that can hack it the longest wins like $500,000 is the prize. So it really drives people to try, because they're all like, oh, if I had $500,000, I could do this. I could take care of my bills and take care of my family or blah, 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 all their fucking sob stories and shit, right? And so they're all alone, right? They're in complete isolation with all they have is their own thoughts, and they have like 3 different cameras they can set up themselves to document what they're doing,
Yeah.
And so it shows them doing stuff. And they'll get like a health check once in a while, like every couple weeks or something, or when, the people, and they have a button. The weak part is they have a button they can push to call help if they want out,
Yeah.
So it's like, you're not totally like stuck. You can hit this button at any time and they'll come get you, and you're like, all right, you lose, kind of shit. But so people, it's pretty insane, like, what they do. They're trying to fish, if they're on a lake. They're, like, in this lake up where those bears are, probably, we're talking about. But they got grizzlies up there, and the grizzlies pretty much fuck with everybody at some point a little bit, Mm-hmm. Especially if you got food. Like, this one guy bags a deer, right?
Yeah.
And so he ends up smoking it and skinning it and doing everything he can with this deer, because that's like a big catch, right?
But how did he get it in the paper, man? I don't understand.
How did he get it in the what?
In the paper, in the rolling paper.
Oh. Oh!
Thank you. Anyway, go ahead, man.
What?
He smoked,
Anyway, so he
smoked
smokes
that
all
shit.
this meat, right?
Yeah.
But then the bears can smell it, so they're like casing his camp.
Fuck yeah.
He makes like a little mini log cabin that he sleeps in, but he hears all the noise and he's like, oh shit. And he looks out and the bears are like walking through his camp and shit.
Oh.
So it's like, it's pretty hard to, get food to start with. And if you get it, it shows everybody starves, dude, like big time. They all lose weight, because you got to like pick berries or fish, and people will go like 3-4 days and they won't catch anything.
Oh.
So they're just eating like leaves and berries, anything they can get their fucking hands on. And they start dropping weight rapidly, and it's pretty tough. It looks pretty tough. And then they start getting stuck with their own thoughts and shit, and they're all like missing their families, and just like, oh, I'm out here. And it's kind of like Blair Witch, when this one chick's like sees a bear and she gets all frantic, and it reminds me of the Blair Witch, where she's like running through the woods and she's like lost and shit, and
all snotting all over herself and shit.
Yeah, it's like, oh, where am I?
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
And she left her button back in camp, so she can't even get anybody to help her.
Her button.
She has a panic moment.
Yeah, in her ass.
But anyways, yeah, back to the grizzlies. Like, everybody has like these grizzly encounters and shit, and they fucking shit on themselves. They're like, oh fuck. Like, that thing could kill me.
Who would win, grizzly or gorilla?
That's a good question. Gorillas are pretty badass. But they don't have claws, but they could definitely throw some blows if they had to.
True.
I think a bear might be intimidated by a gorilla.
You think?
For sure.
You think?
Yeah, it'd be a worthy opponent.
All right. Well, according to GonzagaBulletin.com, whatever the fuck that is. They think with the bear's massive body, superior muscle, surprising speed, and evolutionary armory, there really isn't any way a gorilla wins the fight. Every attempt it makes would be thwarted by at least one of these factors.
Yeah, because the gorilla doesn't have spears and shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, man creates weapons to fight the bear.
Because the bear...
You ever seen a gorilla pick up, like, a long stick and fight?
Yeah.
That's like 2001, where the monkey figures out he can kill the other monkey with a bone and shit.
Yeah.
That's like the breakthrough moment.
Cracking it over his fucking head and shit.
And you know why that is? Why he had a breakthrough moment? And this is where humankind and the fucking Siberian shitworm meet.
Mm-hmm.
Once you are defiled by the Siberian shitworm, it expands your consciousness. If you can survive it. If you survive, then your consciousness expands. So when monkeys got fucked by the Siberian shitworm or gorillas, it led them to the next step of learning how to use weapons and tools to defend themselves.
Do you think it was the pain alone of having a fucking monster horsecock looking thing driving their little monkey assholes that, like, forced them, the pain forced clarity upon them to actually evolve?
Yeah, it tickled the sciatic nerve.
Oh, I'm sure it did.
And it sent this signal to the brain, the part of the brain that hadn't been used for eons, the survival fucking nerve. It's just like, yo, man.
It rang that
you
bell.
You can't live like this, man.
It just rang the fuck out of that bell.
Except there's a rare crossover point in the human race, and it's that one race that still thinks that they can get a man pregnant who hasn't figured out.
Oh yeah, those ones, the ancient ones that had the gods on fucking Mount Olympus and shit.
Yeah,
those guys.
Yeah, those guys.
Hey,
they haven't quite crossed over yet. They're still part primate.
That's true. They have some primitive kind of beliefs that they've been clinging on to and actually forming a culture around somehow. It's true.
The gods of old,
most vile stuff.
They need to embrace the gods of new enlightenment.
A most vile culture. They gotta stop lighting their cheese on fire. It's ridiculous.
Well, they use swashes of Kalamata olive oil.
Swaths and swashes. Yeah, they're all oily and greasy and shit. Listen, pal, don't disparage them. But here, I got a question for you. What animal kills the most people in the United States?
The bee?
Oh, brother. Very well done. Stanford University, this is USAtoday.com. Stanford University researchers say the animals who most kill Americans are farm animals, hornets, bees, and wasps, followed by dogs. That's bites, kicks, and stings.
Yeah, I believe it. Like I was telling you, I've got some beehives in my yard.
Yeah.
Like wild yellow jackets.
Mm-hmm.
Not like honeybees or anything. I wish I had honeybees, but yeah, I just got these fucking yellow jacket mud buzzers, and they live in the ground. And I've come across a couple nests now, and those fuckers are pretty vicious, man. I've been stung like 3 or 4 times in the past couple weeks.
They're just hateful, aren't they?
Oh, yeah, and this one dude, the last one, they're pretty smart, too. They know where to sting you, you know what I'm saying?
Fuck yeah, man. They know what they're doing.
Dude, they got my ankle twice, and last time they stung, like, you know how you have veins in your feet?
Yeah.
They stung, like, one of the bulging veins, so it went right into my blood, you know? And it was like... Because the other ones didn't bother me as much. Like, I got stung on the kneecap and then on the ankle.
Yeah.
But the last one, he got me right in the vein, dude. Fucking blam! And that fucker was, like, aching fast, you know what I'm saying?
It sent the ache straight to your pee-pee.
Yeah. I got all sprung. It's like...
Oh, boy.
But then after about a day from aching, it just went to, like, it kind of swelled up a little.
Yeah.
It just started itching, dude, and I just scratching the shit out of it. Just like, It was insane. But yeah, those little bastards, man. I can believe it. If you're allergic, I'm not really allergic to them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, usually a bee sting doesn't bother me at all, but that one got me, you know, right in the bloodstream, so it kind of fucked with me. And then I got kind of like chills and shit from it.
Oh, yeah.
I was feeling kind of achy and just like chilly and fucking
Oh,
like,
you were feeling all venomy and shit?
Yeah, and I could have done something to, you know, speed it up, but it was like, I was just like, fuck it. I'll just deal with the pain.
I'll just bitch out and whine about it instead.
Yeah, limp around. Yeah, could taking some Benadryl or put a poultice on it or something.
Benadryl.
Some aspirin. Aspirin.
It really burns my aspirin. Listen, pal.
Yeah, people are fucking bitch out from bee stings big time.
Fucking A. Mumsy. I mean, I've gotten stung a couple times. It sucked. Once in the lip. That sucked.
Yeah, that happened to Ethan.
Yeah, and it's not like I'm not really allergic to it, but man, my lips.
That's a soft spot, yeah.
Yeah, it swelled up like fucking. I was doing Bill Cosby fucking Fat Albert impressions with no fucking problem and shit. And then one time when I was a kid, I was riding to school and I was riding my bike just full speed, and I was at this spot where it went down a hill, and then you kind of once you got to the little bottom, it turned back up again, and so I was like jamming because I wanted to get so much momentum that I barely needed to fucking pedal at all to get up the hill. So I'm fucking rocking top speed, and a bee hit me and stung me like right where my Adam's apple, you know, right there. Boom.
Shit.
And it was just, I was going so fast and it hit so hard that it ended up starting to swell my throat because it, just how hard the fucking needle went in, I guess, right there.
Oh, yeah. Fucking drive it in.
Yeah, so I had to go get some,
that's the thing. I kind of grabbed them with my 2 fingers and pulled them out, so I probably squeezed even more venom out into my foot, you know?
Yeah, or caused like a panic reaction and fucking boom.
Yeah, because he's just like clinging on, just like stinging me. So I take my fingers and just grab him, and pull him off, like, and smash him in my fingers, like, you little fucker. But anyways.
Revenge.
Oh yeah, man, you want to play that game? Shit. Because the thing with the yellow jacket, they can keep stinging. It's not like fucking a bump or a honeybee, you know, it breaks off. The yellow jacket just keeps fucking stinging your ass.
Yes, they lack the barb on their stinger.
Yeah, and they latch on, and they're just all vicious and shit. Fucking just going at it.
Like this? The bee is quite vicious. It doesn't care what you think or feel. It stings you in your nutsack when you're not looking. That's the way that goes.
Imagine a vagina lip getting stung.
Oh, right in the labia?
Or two of them. Both sides, man.
Oh. Double labial sting. Ah! Bee stung. No fun times that night.
It'd be like a fleshy butterfly.
Oh, like this? That's the fleshy butterfly flapping around right around your face and eyes, like you're fucking Uncle Remus and shit, and the butterflies are fucking, and the birds are
landing on you and shit.
Twittering around on your shoulder and shit. There's fleshy butterflies on your shoulders.
It smacks him right in the face. He's like, "Oh,
hello there.
How did you? It's a good moment, man and missus.
How'd you do? How'd you do? How'd you do?
So nice to see you again."
And here they are. Here's the large group of fleshy butterflies fucking flying across the fields.
They're a little drippy and wet though.
Oh, and they kind of stinky.
They
smell like
stay out in the sun too long. They start to odor.
Smell a little like old cheese or something.
Yeah, they're better as like a night moth.
Yeah, all fresh and powdery.
the Luna, the Luna.
Yeah, the majestic Luna moth.
Yeah. The fleshy sunflies, not so much.
Oh, fleshy sunfly. Oh, fucking gross, man. Yeah, the majestic Luna moth makes.
Well, Uncle Remus don't care. He likes them all.
Yeah, he'll lick any old fucking fleshy butterfly. meaty butterfly.
the meaty day fly.
Oh, the beefy day fly. The fucking day fly. That's fucked up. That is fucked up. The day fly.
It takes all kinds, you know what I'm saying?
It's true. Day flies and night flies and fucking Luna moths and fucking shitworms. All of them.
They must coexist in this world of ours.
That is how the ecosystem is created and kept in balance. It's true. What can you do? So, what our dear listener needs to do is to give a whole big old chunk of fucking money to save the Siberian shitworm. But you only donate half of the money to that, and then you donate the other half to the efforts to clear all of those territories and lands of their bushy bric-a-brac debris to help curb wildfires. So you have to donate to both sides equally.
And then while you're at it, you know, there's a subsidiary investment that's being made that you don't know about, which strip mines the land for lithium batteries for electric cars.
Yeah. So no matter who wins, the shitworm or the people who want to clear the fucking forest floor, no matter who fucking gains ground there, it's really just about the people coming in to strip it for fucking Tesla batteries. So,
Yep. And being rectally invaded by the shitworm as they camp out. It's kind of like, you ever seen that movie Ghost in the Darkness?
Oh, hell yeah, man.
Yeah, how they're trying to build that bridge across the river.
The lions. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they fucking eat them motherfuckers.
Yeah, they do.
I'd say those two lions were the most dangerous animals fucking to exist in a long time.
Fuck yeah, man. They went on a hunt for human beings and shit. Said, fuck it, we're gonna start to take these motherfuckers out.
Yeah, I remember seeing those. I think it's the Field Museum has them.
What, the two fucking lions?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so.
They have like all the stuffed animals, and supposedly they have those two lions there.
The Ghost and the Darkness.
Yes.
What a crazy fucking thing to ascribe to them.
Right.
This one is the Ghost. This one is the Darkness. Ah!
Their eyes get all white and shiny. Oh, I hear something out there. It's coming from me. Oh, shit. I hear a ghost in the darkness. That's what I hear. Oh, man. It's coming.
White and
Come get me.
white and shiny. You mean headed towards like minstrel shit?
Yeah.
Scuba fluba.
They bugging out. Oh, shit.
Damn. Oh, damn.
They kind of got a yellow tinge to them in the fucking moonlight.
A little Uncle Remusy.
Some bloodshot yellow tinge.
Bloodshot. Yellow tinged bloodshot eyes.
Yeah.
Now that's some blaxploitation shit. That's,
True though.
Yeah,
True, though.
yeah. I know.
They be working hard on that railroad and shit, trying to make a bridge.
Fucking Petey Wheatstrawing it up and shit.
Yeah, they be smoking something to keep them going. You know what I'm saying?
Oh well, I think they probably would have had some of that shit going on, whether or not they fucking smoked up. It's this default shit. But when they smoked up, it just looked fucking 1,000 times worse.
You think they would have had like a gunman at all times, kind of watching things, right? Or a couple of them.
You'd imagine.
Except they all got so tired, they just wanted to sleep at night and shit.
That's the truth. That's the truth. Sleepy times, they come and goes, and then everybody knows. Son of a bitch.
What? Who?
Listen, friends and loved ones. It's time to say goodnight. Sleep tight, sleep tight. No, actually for us it's not that time. It's time more to fucking think about dinner coming around the bend here sometime soon. And
Yes, it's afternoon time.
yes. And it is time to let this one go because we are at 84 minutes, and that's about our average in the area of listenability before it starts to become tedious, laborious for those who are not invested fully, which you should be, and if you are, then you can send some sort of correspondence to...
Even a cryptic message would be appreciated.
Yes, cryptic messages would be an special delight, of course, to THE, the word the and thy, THE.LUD as in David, KAST at gmail.com. You can harass us in any number of ways, whether it be with delight, but no vitriol, and try not to get too, personally aggressive about the attacks, especially if we don't know each other. If we do, then hey, I'm sending out a fuck you ahead of time. So
Yeah.
So there you go. And if you know me, you know me, and you'll know that.
Or if you'd like to donate to Saving the Worm, just let us know, and we can arrange, the the delivery system in which this might take place.
The transfer
Since there are so many different ways of transferring value these days.
Yes, the transfer of funds minus a fee on our end for, providing that service. It's only 87.2%, but it's not too bad, so so we're gonna do that. Anyway, yeah, save the Siberian shitworm, but don't forget.
Yeah, shitworm coin is...
Yeah.
We accept that as well. If you can find some, it's very rare.
It's as rare as the shitworm itself. But if you save the shitworm, it's implied and it's part of the actual agreement that you will go and support the cleaning of the forests,
And
flora.
If you act fast, the first 5 people that donate over, a very generous donation, of course, can't just be like $1.
There are tiers and levels of donation.
But
anyway, highest level gets what?
They get an NFT of a Siberian shitworm banging its victim.
Awesome. So like an Ultra HD 8K rendered kind of full heightened detail.
Yeah. It goes in on a microscopic level, fucking almost.
Of it just plowing itself into the...
All you see is fucking hair follicles and fucking little mites crawling on the shitworm.
Goodness sake. But you just see it plowing itself into the innocent butthole of some creature.
While it's unaware.
Yeah, throbbing and writhing around and fucking wrinkling and fucking flexing and blasting and shit and doing all this fucking nastiness. Okay, well, that's pretty intense, but hey, how many other places are you ever going to get an opportunity? How many other times and places are you going to get an opportunity to own something like that? So just think about that. It's as rare as the shitworm itself. And as nasty, it would seem. Just about as nasty as the shitworm is. Anyhow, anywho, anyhwa, any. And there's another thing that needs to happen here real quick. And it goes by the name of Trax Wax originally, but it has come to be known as the Ludcast theme song. And you must sing it as though you know it by heart. Everybody, join in. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Do that shit. Clap along. Oh yeah. Snap along. Trap along. Slap along. Ready. 3, 2, 1. Ludcast! Everybody, sing along like you know all the words. Don't bullshit me. It was the future when we started, and now we're here, and it's become the past for all of us, because these moments have transpired. And I'm glad you were here to share them with us. It was a little bit mellower of a show today, and that's okay in the NPR of it all. As we talked about the weird rapiness of the Siberian shitworm, but it needs to be saved at all costs. Don't forget, send all your money and everything over to to help.
Or go take one for the team because they need to reproduce.
Oh God, yeah, that's true. You could put your money where your mouth is, or your mouth where your money is, and fucking go out there and bend over your ass and let one of these things pile drive into you.
Yeah, it's part of the what do they call it? The molting stage.
Colorectal molting stage.
Yeah, it needs to molt in your ass. The young.
Yep. And so, I guess if you've lived through this horrifying event, you could probably speak to the validity of whether or not we should be trying to save it at all. It may have been the wellspring of all fucking life on this earth, was the Siberian shitworm in the beginning. However, it may have outlasted the usefulness of its original phases of existence.
Yes, that is true.
And now it has become a hindrance to have it there.
But either way, we need to do more research on it. So we need funding, of course.
Yeah, so don't forget, send in, everything you can. I mean, give till it hurts, because this is really important to research this and to find out the answers about the Siberian shitworm, and smoke a lot of weed and buy some really kick-ass guitars and shit. I mean, 100% of the donations shall be used to save the Siberian shitworm at all costs.
Yep, at all costs.
At all costs.
Hashtag all costs.
Which sometimes when you put in the parenthetical means stuff like, open to interpretation and reimbursement. So, all right. Well, thank you everyone for listening, and we will catch you next time. Until then, I hope you have an amazing whirlwind of life experience, and
may it make you a better person.
Yes,
for it.
Totally. May it make you a better person.
I just want to be a better person.
At all costs, a better person. Better, 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 better.
You make me want to be a better man. Name that movie.
Hold on. You make me want to be a better man.
You're gonna type it in. You cheater! You can't do that.
No, I'm not going to type it. I'm not typing it in. I'm trying to think. You make me want to be a better man. It sounds like something Tom Hanks would say, or...
It's actually someone you wouldn't think would say it, but says it. A devious...
Vince Vaughn?
Sinister...
Jim Carrey?
Jack. Yeah, kind of like Jim Carrey, but his name is Jack. His first name's Jack.
Black?
No.
Who? What is it?
It's Jack Nicholson from As Good as It Gets.
Oh, yeah, yes. That's As Good as It Gets?
Yeah.
Alright, because I thought maybe it was Terms of Endearment.
No, I think he goes out to dinner with her, with Helen Smelling Cunt.
Yes, that's right. Oh, Lord.
And
Smelling Cunt.
Anyways,
oh God,
they go out to dinner and he kind of puts her off, and she gets up and is just like, "Don't talk to me anymore," and blah 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 blah. Like makes him leave the table, because she's all insulted by his behaviors and shit, because he's just a jackass.
Mm-hmm.
And anyways, he's all like, "Oh," and he doesn't know what to do or say, and he's like tripping out. And then he like composes himself, and he goes back over, and that's what he says to her. And then she's like, "Oh," like in love again. Because it's like an awkward relationship because she's younger and he's this creepy old guy and shit, and he's just like kind of charming.
Power off.
Yeah, charming old douchebag.
Yeah, he's all fucking weird and shit. Plays the piano.
That is pretty weird.
And he's taking care of the homo that got beat down.
Greg Kinnear?
Yeah.
Yes, it's true.
You know, they beat him down fucking serious, man. He's all
Ouch.
fucked up.
Yeah,
He needs Jack Nicholson's help because he's all fucked up.
yeah, because they whooped his fucking ass.
He's like, can you help me? He's like, oh, Jesus Christ, fine.
He's like,
Let me assist you.
I hate helping people.
Yeah. But then he starts to enjoy it because he can make digs at him and shit.
Well, and he's needed. He likes to be needed. Everyone
Yep.
wants to be needed.
Yep, everybody has to feel like they belong. At least most people. Unless you're the fucking shitworm. He just takes what he wants.
And fucking eats it.
Eats fleshy butterflies for lunch.
Oh, meaty butterflies?
Yeah. The meter fly.
The meaty fly?
Beady fly.
Meaty beady fly?
This is crazy.
Alright. Let's let it go. Alright, everybody. We will talk to you next, or we will not talk to you, but we'll talk kind of at you in a way, that's not confrontational.
Well, you can talk to us, like we said. It's up to you.
Yeah, you can correspond with us, or you can just talk at the speakers as you listen to us say weird shit. That's
or
fine.
just hashtag Ludcast on everything you post from here on out.
Yeah, that would be, oh my god, I couldn't imagine how down and dope and fucking seriously kick-ass that would be.
Well, before you know it, you can't even find the Ludcast on it because it's hashtag so much. It becomes something else.
Yep, it takes on a whole nother fucking identity of its own. It's a community fucking...
It's just HD videos of the shitworm.
Yeah, it's like this
Attacking.
whole... It's like this whole...
No.
It's like a whole community that has nothing to do with us whatsoever.
They're in Siberia somewhere.
Lootcast! It's like, that just becomes the Siberian word for shitworm, fucking obsessed fucking weirdo.
Yeah, there's like someone running through the forest screaming, fucking like Blair Witch style, with their camera. Oh, the shitworm is after me! Fucking.
Hashtag Ludcast. Like, what? How did that get mixed in? Fucking bastards.
See, nothing makes sense anymore.
Shitworm obsessed weirdos. It's because too many people have had their buttholes driven by the fucking shitworm, man. They got turned over into a whole different thing.
Well, think about it. You could steer posts by auto-generating hashtags.
Yeah.
Like, you could just pretty much delete them by doing shit like that. I'm sure there's a lot more tricks than that, but that'd be one way.
That's some weasel shit, brother.
Some hacky shit. That's how they do it.
Hacky smacky and Kriznackany. Alright.
Hacky sacky, your hacky smacky, your nutsacky.
Yeah, on your backy.
Oh.
Hello. Alright, let's let it go. You ready?
Between the cracky, the waikiki sneaky, between the cheeky.
Ay, ay, ay. How about some words of wisdom on the way out to share with the good listener that's driving around with his hand on his pecker and one hand on the volume knob?
Hopefully on the wheel, yeah, on the volume knob.
Steering with the knees and
He's
shit.
driving with his knee and shit.
Yep.
Fucking
Yep.
playing his favorite, Ludcast episode.
At top volume.
Dialing it in with his digital fucking
Nub.
audio player.
His digital nub. Yeah. What good kind words do you have for that person?
Hey man, be safe out there, If you do one thing at a time, it's usually more effective than trying to do everything at once.
Yeah, multitasking is a myth.
Yeah, settle it down a little. You might get somewhere. Focus.
Or
Focus is key.
Or I should say, highly effective multitasking is a myth. You can do several things at once. It's just you usually do them kind of halfway each.
I should take my own advice, you know?
Yeah, it's a lot easier to give than to live by, isn't it?
You said it, brother. You said it.
Hell to the air. So go out into this world, folks, and be a good person. Don't be afraid to be yourself and to embrace it, because people are generally just afraid of themselves, so they're afraid of when they see people being real and shit, they don't know how to react. So be patient with them and be cool. Spread love. Don't be a DH. And
yeah, anybody can be an asshole. That's not hard to do.
No, it takes very little effort. That's because I think it's just hardwired into the human being to go that way very easily. That's why it's easy to do. It's tougher to be the kinder, gentler soul. But do what you can, and we will be glad to have you next time. All right. Say goodbye.
Peace out, brother.
All right. Later, everybody. Be cool.